FRENEMIES Podcast. I'm the moderator, Chuck, and we have
Rich is here.
Your boy, Dr. Strange.
Niggas slaying women all through the multiverse. Nigga got that dick of Agamotto on him.
Oh my God. What's the first topic?
All right, so we're gonna talk about, start off with some sombering news, some sad news. 44-year-old man kills his ex-girlfriend and ex-wife over, allegedly miscommunicating about his relationship with his child, which drove him to murder-suicide. Like, how do we feel, if we all watch the video of him having that breaking point and him deciding to just shoot his girlfriend and then just literally drive 30 miles and kill his ex-wife and then himself?
Rich, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll jump on it. So I saw the video that he posted. I guess he went live and he spoke about very briefly about what he was going through. And while I empathize with the pain and the pressure that one could have going through those circumstances, like from what I understand, he was having a lengthy custody battle with his ex-wife, and his ex-girlfriend was now pregnant. And she was saying things like, yo, from his words, you'll never see your kid or whatever. And, then he just admits to shooting her. And then he just goes to his ex-wife's house and he's like, all right, today's the day. And he ends up killing her before killing himself. I just don't ever feel like murder is the answer in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that he could have definitely reached out for help, psychological help, before it even got to that point. You know what I'm saying? Us as men, we usually internalize our emotions. We don't call our friends. We don't talk about what we're feeling, deep down inside. And, he harbored that for a long time. But also when you're dealing with someone, you got to be aware of what you say and how you say it and how it affects them. Because I'm sure her saying, if she said it, I'm sure that adding fuel to the fire in the fight by saying you're never going to see your kid again and all of that stuff, it just doesn't help the situation. You can go without saying that and you can have better communication as adults to the point where you're not attacking, but she didn't deserve to die by any means. Like, he got to handle that better. You know what I'm saying? And then I just feel like you killing the mother, you fighting for your children for 3 years or whatever, it means you care about them and you care about their well-being. And then you go ahead and you take away their support system. You take away their parents and you leave them to fend for themselves or someone else to pick up the slack in your absence and in your ex-wife's absence. So that action alone was irrational and counterproductive. So it's just unfortunate, man. So prayers up for the children and the family.
Absolutely. Mike?
So, yeah, murder is definitely never the answer. That's not something that that a sane person or somebody that's in their right mind, that's not the first go-to. I don't think that was his first go-to. I'm gonna just say that. It's a lot that goes with being a man that certain people don't realize. Like he said, like Rich said, emotions. Like we tend to hold them in because society tells us that we should be strong, not emotional, don't show emotions, just get through it. And I think this is a good example of a man not being able to show his emotions, being antagonized, like from what the report said or what he said, being antagonized and I just feel like sometimes women need to understand that men can do really bad things if they get to that point. Like, a lot of men hold back when it comes to women because you have to. It's self-control. So they don't understand the real carnage that a man could do. And like I said, this is just one of the examples out of many, where it's like you have to realize who you're with, their mental state, and take that into consideration. Like, big time. We tend not to do that. We just get into relationships. We start having sex, and then boom, we're in a relationship. We don't know each other for real. That tends to be how it works nowadays. But yeah, like I said, it's terrible what happened. But I don't want to seem like I'm siding with him. I'm definitely not. Hell no. No. But no. I'm just saying it's tough to navigate sometimes as a man, especially holding your emotions inside. That's why our suicide rate is as high as it is, and our homeless rate. We don't talk. We don't. And there's a good reason why we have this podcast for, men to speak to each other. But long story short, it was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. Murder's not the answer. But ladies, you have to understand, like, you have to, like, when it gets to a certain point, just walk away, especially if you're pregnant. Don't antagonize anyone while you're pregnant. That doesn't make sense. Like, even if it was just a fight, like, you put your child at risk of not making it. But anyway, that was it's like Rich said, condolences to the family. It's just tough to talk about this sometimes because it happens. It does happen a good amount of times, but a lot of times we tend to focus on, the man being crazy and stuff like, he did the murdering and the suicide. So yes, you would put the crazy label on his side. Yeah, but sometimes you have to think about what drove that person to do what they done. And again, murder's not the answer, no. But sometimes you have to be like, why? How did he get to that point? Like, we've been to the point where we're angry, but we don't murder somebody. Like, we've all been angry in our relationships, but what takes you to that next point? Is it really mental stability all the time, or is it antagonizing? I don't know. It's tough, but condolences. That was my piece.
Yeah, I mean, from the report, they said, they found the kids were actually with him. They was in his car when he killed the ex-wife. They were unharmed. It's tough, like, just like Richard said, leaving two kids without their mother and their father. Like, you fought so long for custody, be it joint or full, just to abandon them, and emotionally scar them for the rest of their life. Like, this is traumatizing, especially young kids. Wake up one morning and consistently not wake up to their mother, not wake up to their father. Because those are the moments and experiences as children that raise us. Like, you're a sponge. Like, everything your dad do, you're gonna imitate. Everything your mom tells you to do, you're gonna listen to. And to not have that now, and to reset yourself to somebody else's rules and structure, it's overwhelming for the children. So, I definitely, my condolences to the kids. Mike is definitely right. Like, a lot of times, men and women, they can be very emotionally and verbally abusive. And it can just be over the most minute things. Like,
real quick,
yeah,
your partner, the person that you're with, they know what to say and what to do to get you to that point. Mm-hmm. What, like you said, whether it's a man or a woman, you know what to say to hurt someone's feelings. Like, and I think that happens a lot. Like, we'll talk about the pettiness and the toxicity of, all those relationships. It's not just argument and walk out, or disagreement and walk out. we'll stay and argue and keep arguing and saying mean things to each other, man, till it's a point. It's terrible.
But that helps nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, how I like to operate is I try to think of, and I'm not perfect, but I try to think, okay, so if I say this, how is this gonna help the situation? Is it gonna make it better? If someone says something to me, I listen to it and I take it in and I'm like, did that help what we going through right now, or did it hurt? And a lot of times, if it makes it worse, I'll ask the person, what was the point in you saying that? Why did you need to say that? Because it's not helping what we're doing. And I think if us as individuals, we take the time to think before we speak and we say, okay, if I say this, is that going to benefit anything? Now, sometimes you're just dealing with someone who's irrational or just anything you say hurts their feelings, right? So you can't really be truthful. And sometimes people need to hear the truth, but you have to be able to discern the difference in the person that you're dealing with. And I think a woman who's having a baby by a man who, this ain't the first time he's shown some level of mental instability. So she should have known that, you can't say that. Now, as an adult, as Black men, or as men in general, you gotta be able to work through that. Harming people because they said something to you is not it's not an equitable response, right? Being like, oh, I'm a guy, this guy shit, I don't talk to nigga, sorry, it don't fly. You have to have some level of emotional maturity. And emotional maturity is identifying your feelings and being able to accurately express them and not having shame about what you feel, but just knowing what you feel. And if you need help, seeking it. So all these men who like, I don't talk to my boys, I don't got nobody. Nah, it's not that you don't have anybody, you choose not to reach out. I did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I had people who I could have spoken to and I didn't. And based on events that happened, I wish that I reached out to the people that were in my corner instead of others. You know what I'm saying? So, it's about emotional maturity. And I think everybody has a responsibility to grow emotionally and not just pass the buck and be like, oh, that's some shit you say to a 6-year-old. Kevin, why'd you hit him? He called my mama fat. Now Kevin's in trouble. Or Kevin has a stigma of being violent. Now he got to go see a counselor. They're trying to give him medication. Like, nah, you can't just do that. You have to be able to control yourself. We teach our children this. So why not enact that ourselves?
Real quick, I get what you're saying with the self-control. I mean, I feel like men have to have the utmost control over their emotions. I think what goes with that, though, all right, so if me and you start arguing right now and you're cutting me off or getting loud with me or not just you, I'm just talking about any man, just saying right. You and it's consequences. He's not going to keep speaking to you like that because it's going to get physical at some point because y'all are two men. I think that's the protection a lot of times that women think that they have because they know that we're not going to hit them and we're not supposed to. So they say what they want and antagonize and stuff like that. I'm not talking about all women, but some. They'll antagonize, say what they want to get in your face, hit you a little bit, all of that. And we're supposed to have the most self-control, man.
Absolutely.
I get it.
That's the rules to the game. The rules are laid out.
Right, but as a woman, you shouldn't be doing that.
I agree.
You shouldn't be putting yourself in those positions because it's a lot of dudes that's not going to do that. They're going to walk away like, yo, chill. Right. But there are some dudes that will put their hands on you when you put your hands on them. So Absolutely. Just be mindful of that. Like, stop attacking men. Stop. Like, if the argument is over, if the situation, just walk away. That's it. Like, no more attacking men, man. Stop.
But men attack women as well too. So I want to give like a broad. I know, but I just want to cover all bases. I think people in the midst of a conversation where you're trying to gain mutual ground and some level of understanding, attacking is never going to be the answer. It's never going to turn out the way you think it is because now people are going to get defensive and in turn they're going to get offensive. And it's just going to spiral. And where does it end? So somebody has to be the bigger person. You know what I mean? somebody just has to be the big person. So I think people shouldn't attack people because communication isn't about attacking. You know, people tune you out when they feel like you're attacking them.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think I don't want to genderize it by singling out one gender. I know we're speaking about what happened here, but then also we only got one side to the story because the women never spoke their piece.
Yeah.
So we only feel he was being attacked because he said that. But the reality is the woman could give her story and you could understand exactly why she said some of the things she said.
Absolutely.
So, but the thing is, we don't know. They never got an opportunity to say their piece. He stripped them of that. He said his piece and then he took their piece from them. So I just like to leave it in a general basis of just everybody just have good communication. You know, talk to a woman like you would want someone to talk to your mom or your daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you even. You know, if you wouldn't like it, don't say it.
Yeah.
Definitely seek help, man. But y'all want to
definitely seek help. You know, always be transparent and you know, especially if you got friends around you that you can unload to and trust with your, you know, vulnerable moments. You know, I think it's very important that your first option should always be to have conversations that are very hard to have with your close friends, even family members, if your parents still around, you know, because I believe no one understands what you're going through or what you're dealing with more than a parent, you know, and if you don't trust anybody, you know, trust your dad or trust your mom to just really give you the love you need in those vulnerable moments. You know, it can be an aunt, it can be a brother, it can be a best friend. You know, it's always good to just unload your situations. If whatever he was going through, he could have easily just talked it out. He could have even talked it out with the women. You know, they could have been aggressive, and he could have just trusted them enough to say, "Yo, this is what I'm going through in this process of 3 years of custody battle, and now you're pregnant and you're saying the same things my ex-wife is saying. You know, please, you know, don't do that because." It's emotionally draining. It's emotionally overwhelming. And I think a lot of times in arguments, people vent and lash out rather than come to resolutions. Like, you know, like I'm big on if I hurt your feelings, I'm not defending myself. I'm trying to fix the situation. What can I do to fix it? Well, I didn't mean to. You know, corrective behavior and adaptability is important. And I understand a lot of people ain't strong, but that's why I said everybody, you know, should definitely speak out and just talk to somebody, either coworker, anybody. Just, you know, talking solves a lot of problems. You know, but you know, that segues to our next conversation a little bit light, where we talk about in relationships, are you okay with your significant other having close friends with the opposite sex?
I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's silly. It doesn't make sense to me. It may for either side, for men to have female friends in a relationship or for women to have male friends. And I'm not talking about if you have somebody that you were friends with for, like, you know, since you were children, then, you know, it is what it is. But all of these new friends, I threw up quotation things if y'all ain't see. But anyway, all the new friends that, like, if she's at work and this dude now they're work associates and now somehow they're friends. Now, honest question, are you gonna be comfortable with your woman in the corner giggling and laughing with a dude from work like she do to one of her homegirls? Like, and vice versa, would she be cool with you laughing like you do with your homeboys on the phone? And okay, she gonna be, what you laugh, what's funny? Oh, she that funny? We know that. But I don't think, it just doesn't make sense, like, for advice. For her to go to go to a male friend for advice, why? It would be me, your dad, your uncles, your cousins. It just doesn't make sense to me. And like again, on the other side, most women don't want their boyfriends or husbands having male friends for reasons. They know that those friends are not really friends. They want to have sex with your woman, or those girl, that guy, their boyfriend is probably wanting to have sex with his female friends. Like, let's not play this game knowing that men don't want to have sex. Yes, we do. So all of this friend stuff and all of that, no. Then I'm not really your friend. I'm gonna stay in the friend zone until your man slip up. And then I'm like, oh, what he do? Oh, come over here. I got the Haagen-Dazs.
So you're a scumbag. So you're a scumbag. You don't care about her well-being.
I'm not talking about me in particular. I'm talking about the majority of men. And we all on this call have been in the friend zone for at some point for a reason. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Richard?
Well, I mean, look, man, you men want to have sex with women in abundance, right? But
yeah,
they have self-control, and they literally do not. They have sex with far less women than they want to.
Who, men?
Yeah, men.
Well, because they can't.
Right. So the thing is, just because that's your friend doesn't mean that you can have sex with her, actually, whether you want to or not. And then some guys, if you're truly a friend, then that person's best interest trumps yours. So if you would be willing to jeopardize your relationship or your friendship with that person just for some ass right then and there because her man fucked up or whatever it is, and just the opposite sex, women too, then that person was never truly your friend. They were only your friend. They were only your friend under conditions. So in this topic, I'm speaking specifically about true friendshk. True friendship.
No,
not that fake shit. Not that fake shit. Because it is how it works. Because I have hold on. I'll let you speak. I have true female friends who are true female friends to me, and I am a true male friend to them, where I would not, under any circumstances, have sex with them. Any circumstances. And then there are women who are my friends that I would sleep with them or whatever under very specific circumstances, meaning I'm single, they're single, and we just want to see where it goes. Like, though, there's levels to it. But my thing is, for me, I wouldn't mandate that my female friend get rid of any male friends, right? But transparency and honesty is key. If I can't trust you, then I'm not going to take you serious. So you can have all the male friends you want, because we're probably not going to go anywhere because I do not trust you.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So for me, it's like, all right, if we may be good sleeping together and just having a good time, but when it boils down to it, we're not going to go any further because I cannot trust you. So a woman who's untrustworthy and shows me she's not loyal, then I wouldn't fight her about having male friends because we're just going to have a good time and I'm going to bounce eventually. Right. And also I do that because a woman cannot demand that I get rid of my female friends. You know what I'm saying? I feel like once you start making requests, you have to be subjected to those same requests. So
you can't have standards. That can't be your standard.
Right. But now you look like a hypocrite if she has, now I got the same standard. Now you get rid of your female friends, and you. Like,
I would have no problem with. I don't see female friends.
See, I would, because I wouldn't want a person to dictate to me who I can have in my life. You are accepting me as I am, and if you cannot accept that, you're not going to start removing and picking and choosing people that I have in my life. Say I have a female friend; it's her birthday coming up, and I want to go out. And now I got to argue with you because I want to go hang out with my homegirl on her birthday because she got a bunch of sexy single female friends. And now I'm going out for her birthday, but all these women are going to be there. But it's me and a few guys. Listen, there's women all over the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to fight with you for going to hang out with a female and her female friends. Like, that's the thing that I'm not trying to do. So you just got to be cool.
I feel like what you said is cool for you, but most people, most men are not with it like the way you are. The way you're saying, I have these female friends. And a lot of women are not going to tolerate if their male, if their husband has, especially multiple female friends, whether they want to admit it or not, you're not going to be comfortable. You wouldn't be comfortable with your wife in the corner laughing like.
Why she gotta be in the corner? Why can't she just be? Because
they
don't be in the corner, Mike. So now you skewing it.
On the couch, even on the couch, she laughing, dying. Some other nigga making her laugh.
Bro, I've been there. I've been there.
All right, but what I'm saying is, you can say that you're 100% safe in that and cool with, but I know you're not, and I know she wouldn't be.
That's not true.
She wouldn't be. Rich. You can't be. You can't be. Why? All right, so you would be cool with your woman going to her male friend for advice and not you. This is what I'm saying. That's what comes with friendship. See, that's different.
Secrets. No, that's see, you're phrasing it different. It really
friends.
Right, but it depends on everybody goes to people for different things. She may go to someone. I can't be everything, right? Maybe my rationale on certain subjects is irrational. So she's like, I'm not even going to ask him about this because either A, he doesn't know about it, right?
I just asked you a simple question.
Yes, I would be okay with it. I would be okay with it.
Your answer shows me that you wouldn't be okay because you try to justify it.
No, I'm trying to tell you that there's different reasons for that action.
But how would you know that reason?
That's where trust and communication comes into play. If I trust that my woman respects me and loves me, then I would know that she's not backdooring me. Maybe I was just unavailable.
All right. But wait. What's backdoor? There's a friend she's going to.
Right, so but I mean that because obviously being her partner, I would want to be first in line. So backdoor, right? But but I would trust my partner that there's a reason why she didn't come to me first. I would trust that, and then I would let her disprove that.
That's a lot, man. I hear you though.
I mean, Mike, you say most men, and there's a lot of men who would agree with that, and women who agree with I don't want you to have a friend of the opposite sex. But what about the men? Rich and I personally know. We knew him for a long time, and most of his friends are women.
Mm-hmm.
He don't cultivate friendships with men. Like, he would very much like for Richard and I to hang out with him, and because he's very comfortable with us, but being around him and listening to his conversations, you can hear most of his friends are women.
Mm-hmm.
His attitude changes when he's with women. How he talks when he's with women is very different.
Who is it? This somebody y'all know?
Yeah. Like, what do you do with him and his relationships with friends that
he's
with
probably
female
trying to
friends?
fuck all of those women.
He's not. He's not.
Y'all, how do y'all know?
Because we know him.
We've known him for decades.
And he's too.
I'm not saying
I'll let you talk.
I'm not saying there's no exceptions.
He's too transparent with his lifestyle. He don't want to have sex with these women. He's enjoyed their friendships. So what do the women do now when they date him and they realize, most of his, if not all of his friendships are women. So if it's the other way around where it's a woman, I never got along with women. Mm-hmm. So most of my friends are males. I can talk to them. They relate to me, this, that, and the third.
The red flag.
A lot of times it's not. Is this how she may have been close with her pops.
Chuck,
and then
I'm sorry to cut you off. Y'all are talking about anomalies. Y'all are not talking